Well, welcome to an introduction to VA life, virtual assistant life. I am so glad that you were able to join me today. And whether you've been thinking about starting your own business, whether you are craving freedom, or you're just wondering if the VA world could be your next chapter, you're in the right place. My name is Mel Ireton. I'm the founder and CEO of the VA Life and creator of the VA Blueprint. That is a step-by-step program that has helped countless women design profitable, flexible VA businesses that they actually love waking up to. No more dreading going to work Monday morning. But before we dive in, I just want to make one thing clear. You do not have to have it all figured out. So if you're kind of feeling overwhelmed, please don't, because you don't have to have it all figured out. You literally just have to begin. So, just a little background on me. I ran a men's professional soccer team for 10 years, followed by teaching business and marketing at college. I didn't love that. And suddenly I found myself transferring my skill set to online work. And I started right here as a virtual assistant. And I'm here to fill you in because I know how hard it is to find the true and accurate information. And I also know that there are VA trainings out there that are only teaching you the technical side of being a virtual assistant. And that isn't what CEOs want and need. They need VAs who are taking ownership, who can lead, and who can fill the gap in their business that they're looking for. So I want to help as many people as I can break free from that fear of change and do so successfully, designing and running your own VA business. I did it, and so I know that you guys can as well. So without further ado, I'm just going to switch my slides over, and we have a couple more people coming in. So what you will walk away with today, what a virtual assistant actually does, the type of work that's in demand, how to set yourself up for success, 3 mistakes new VAs are making, and your first actionable steps to building your VA business. So let's start with the big question for those that don't know, or for those that maybe think that they do but are a little bit unsure. So the big question is, what is a VA, virtual assistant, and can you be one? And the answer is absolutely. So we're going to just break it down. A VA is someone who helps businesses with the tasks that they don't have time to do, and you do so virtually. You can think about email management, there's scheduling, there's tech support, there's social media, writing, customer service. There are so many options out there. And here's the fun part, you don't need to be a tech whiz. You just need to know how to support. And if you've ever run a home, if you've managed a team, if you've worked in admin outside of virtually, if you've juggled a side hustle, you've already got the skills that businesses will pay for. So you design your services based on what you love to do, and you do it all from the comfort of your own home on your terms. But here's the part that most people don't realize is that you're not just assistants, you're business owners. So you get to choose who you work with, what you charge, and how you design your days. So just take a few seconds and let me know, what you think you could pull from. So write down 3 things for yourself that people always come to you for help with. It could be things that are, friend based or life based. It could be work based. What do people tend to come to you for help with? Let me know in the chat. And let's just find out if you're the right fit for the VA life. So you're already multitasking, you're organized. Let me just change the slides here. You're probably already helping everyone else out with their work, their schedules, their life logistics. It can be as a volunteer, it could be in a current position. And even if you don't think that you're organized or that you don't know how to multitask, these are skills that can be taught. So if we can train you, you can step gradually into the role. The EA industry does let you do this, and it lets you turn the skills you currently have into income without sacrificing your values, without sacrificing your family, without having time to breathe, making your own schedule. There are so many bonuses to doing so. Next, we're going to move on to what you can do as a VA. The VA world is absolutely huge. It's growing very quickly. Some people are starting as general VAs, helping with a mix of admin, content tasks. Others are specializing and scaling. And you can become a social media manager. You can become a tech VA who builds funnels and automations. Or at the end of that spectrum, after you've been a VA for a couple of years, you can move on to the OBM path, an online business manager path. So if you have a look at this diagram, you can see that you have three different roles. Are also others, but these are the three main types of virtual assistants that are out there. The first three columns are things that you should be offering if you're going to be one of these three. Um, Now, the ones in green, if you add those, that's going to increase what you can charge because those are in-demand skills. So managing a course or building a course, um, from an admin point of view, that would be keeping track of participants, monitoring where they are in the course, making sure that they get emails, tracking payments. From a tech point of view, that could be setting up each course module, monitoring, make sure everything's working, creating funnels for a course. As a tech VA, you can get into, or sorry, that was a tech VA. As a creative VA, you can do the web design for a course. You can do web design for anything really. And then the OBM path, the high-end OBM is managing KPIs. So managing income, managing finances, managing the goals of the business. So there are a lot of different paths that you can pursue. And the beauty is that you could get to decide your lane. So for every client, there's a skill set and the demand is endless. So when you know how to position yourself strategically with these skills, telling them what skills you have, you will be in demand. So if you want to let me know in the comments, let me know where you're leaning towards. What type of VA do you think that you want to be? What type of VA work interests you? So let me know in the chat so I can just have an idea of what everyone's looking to do. Admin, yeah. So here's another little secret, and I may mention this further on as well, but if you are able to cross any of these tables, so if you can do inbox management and copywriting or scheduling and automations, you could, yes, I see admin and creative. So if you can do spreadsheets and you like doing and can do social media, that makes you even more in demand. So being able to do more for a particular client makes you more valuable to that client. All right, let's move on to the next slide here. So let's talk about what separates successful virtual assistants from those who struggle. So it comes down to three core success pillars, and they are clarity, which is knowing your offers, your ideal clients, knowing what you're charging and being confident in that. Your systems, you're setting up the tech for yourself. You know how to do automations and you know how to onboard a client. If you're going to bring on a client, you should have a process for that. How am I bringing this client on? So you look professional right from the get-go and stop applying for jobs as though you're an employee and, waiting for them to tell you. They want you to lead them through the process. And then your mindset, believing you're not, again, an employee. You're not just a helper. You are the CEO of your own company. Most people fail because they skip these foundational elements. They just wing it. And then I get thousands of messages, TikTok saying, I've done this, they've done a basic course. How do I find clients? And the thing is that if you don't have these three things set up, you won't be able to find clients because you're not going about it the right way. You're still going about it from an employee mindset. So that might in itself help a lot of you that are struggling or just starting out is just change that mindset just a little bit and it really helps you. How many of you are looking at this from an employee mindset and haven't really thought of yourself as a business owner? Let me know in the comments if that is something you're currently not doing. Is everybody looks to have their business set up? You guys are a quiet bunch. All right, we'll continue. So, here are three things you can do today to start building your VA life. So, you want to audit your skills. So, write down everything you're really good at. So, for those of you that are not currently working as a VA or who are thinking about it, write down things you're good at. Are you good at organization? Are you good at Canva design? Are you good at communicating? And see how it might apply to a client or a business owner that you could, how could you help them with that service? Then, two, set up your digital space. So, create a professional Gmail, create a LinkedIn profile, create a simple landing page. If you don't know what a landing page is, it is the page that it's not a full website. It is just a page that validates your business's in existence and is professional. These three things will instantly shift you from being in an employee mindset to being a business owner. So we want to get you in business owner mode. Um, Start talking about it. Tell people you offer virtual assistant services. So your first client will often come from your existing circle. Most of my clients come from referrals at this point. You want to make sure that these three steps are in place, and even though they might sound really simple, they really do they are the spark, that they're going to start a fire for you. Does anyone, if you have any questions, please write them down and we'll come back to them at the end so that I can, when we do the Q&A, so that I can answer them for you. All right, we'll move on here. Three big mistakes. So here's the truth. There are thousands of people who want to be virtual assistants, but only a small fraction ever create real income doing so, consistent clients, and a business that isn't burning them out. And it's not because they aren't smart or capable, it's because they make these three key mistakes and it's keeping them stuck in wannabe VA mode instead of booked out CEO mode. And that's where we want to get you. Mistake number one is starting out without a strategy. So you want to first identify what is your strategy. So most people will jump straight into Canva, build a logo, start posting on Instagram before they've even defined what it is they want to offer. It's like building a house before having the foundation, like the bottom of the house built, and then it crumbles because you want to start getting clear on what it is that you offer. So, what problems do you solve? Are you helping businesses get organized, visible, profitable? What do you help them solve? Who do you solve it for? Are you working with coaches, creatives, consultants, lawyers, real estate agents? You can really pick from, a variety of niches. How are you delivering a transformation? So, what are your services and systems? How are you delivering that transformation? And when you're really clear on those three things, you're able to really be confident in what you're presenting to your clients. So, your messaging clicks, your confidence will rise, and your clients are going to see you as professional, not just a task doer. Inside my blueprint, we go really deep into identifying this. So we call it your money making zone, and we overlap between what you love to do, what you're really great at doing, and what people will actually pay to do. The second mistake is undervaluing your time. So often VAs will think if I charge less, I'll get more clients. But what actually happens is you end up attracting clients who micromanage, they underpay, they drain your energy, and they're just really in a position where they're not ready for a virtual assistant or to pay for quality work. So instead, as a successful VA, you want to position yourself as a specialist. Please don't position yourself as a helper. I always say you're not charging for your time, you're charging for the outcome, for the transformation. So you're saving your clients time, energy, money, and that is valuable to them. A lot of the CEOs that I hire VAs for have had bad experiences hiring a really inadequate priced virtual assistant who comes in and does one thing for them, and they end up lasting a couple months. They get rid of them, and then they don't know what to do. They don't know who to hire. So if one person can tell them what they can do for them and solve multiple problems for them, they are more apt to hire. So here's a mindset shift for you. When you price confidently and have clear boundaries, you attract clients who are going to respect you. So let's let that in. When you price confidently and have clear boundaries, you attract clients who respect you, and that is very important. Inside the blueprint, I do show you how to price your offer structure and position yourself like a business, because I don't want you working with 25 clients. You want to work with a few clients and make more money. Mistake number three, trying to figure it out all alone. So, trying to piece it all together by yourself is difficult. There's an endless amount of free information out there, but it doesn't create the momentum that you need. Implementation does. So, you can spend months Googling, second guessing, overthinking, but if you follow a clear roadmap, you get stuck in learning mode instead of earning mode. I've been there, and that's why I say that. When I started, I was paying so much time trying to DIY everything. And once I in support, once I invested in a community and structure, everything changed. So inside the blueprint, we do give you the templates, the systems, and a community that holds you accountable. It's not something you're meant to do alone, and you can do it a lot faster and a lot more successfully when you do it with the mentorship. So here's the honest truth about people trying to wing it. They watch free tutorials, they hope for the best, but again, without the support and structure, they burn out, or they're super undercharging and they're working so many hours and they don't know where to find clients. They don't know how to market themselves. Businesses are hiring. But again, they want somebody who's trained, who's confident, and who's ready to support their growth. That's where the real training makes all the difference. So if you have a look at this path here on the slide, you can have a nice structured path toward your goal and know where you're heading, or you can DIY going all over the place. So you've just learned what a VA is, the work that's involved. You can take this information, you can start on your own, and you can figure it out over time, or you can skip the frustration, the confusion, and the slow progress and follow a proven path that walks you step by step through building a profitable VA business from scratch. And that's what the VA blueprint is designed to do. So I'm just going to quickly go through this. It's not just a course, it's a system. So in it, you build your foundation, you set up your offers, you find clients who value your skills, and you design your business around your lifestyle. By the end of it, you will know what you need to do and you will also have it done. In just a minute, I'm going to go through what's included in this and the bonuses and how you can get started today. But before that, I want you to think about something. Where could you be 90 days from now if you stopped overthinking and just took the first step? So you wake up, you're working for yourself, you have clients in your inbox, you have income coming in, you have the freedom to choose when and where you're working from. And that can maybe feel like a fantasy. It could be a relief that you feel if you imagine that. But it's really what the VA life is. And it just starts with the decision to go forward, to make that call. So this is the VA life blueprint. And in the blueprint, we go through, there's 10 modules, and you can see them on the screen. I don't know how big that is, but we have from vision to virtual, the CEO mindset, communication mastery, systems. And systems means how to use a CRM, how do you design a website, how to create SOPs and documents, financial empowerment, how to price your services, how to invoice with ease and track your income, where to find clients, LinkedIn, Facebook referrals and testimonials. That's one place to be able to find clients. But because of the way that the VA life is set up, we actually have CEOs who come to us looking for our students. And so we have a database of VA jobs that go just to our students. Advanced client management, how to wow your clients, retain them, upsell them, how to show them those little wins all the time. That's really what keeps these online business owners happy. Mindset mastery, avoiding burnout, finding your rhythm, staying aligned with what you set out to do. And then we'll prepare you to take your skills out into the world. And post graduation, we still have group coaching. So there's group coaching all through this. And after the program is done, you stay in a community, you still have a coaching access. So if you have a question, if you don't know how to do something, or if you're having difficulty with a client, you always have the group and myself to come back to. The bonuses right now, the VA Business Builder Checklist, which is I'm giving to you today, it is available on my website. You get client contracts and proposal templates. So these are professionally written, ready to customize so you can start your business confidently and legally. Your tech toolkit. So my list of recommended software and shortcuts to make your own systems simple and efficient. You get a private VA Life Access Pass, so you get to connect with other VAs, can get feedback and collaborate. And if you enroll today, you get an onboarding call with me so we can map out your first 90 days. So if you were to hire a business coach and buy the templates and pay for tech setup, you'd easily spend over $3,000. And right now, the VA Blueprint includes all of that, but for 997 Canadian dollars. So it's not just about saving you money, it's about saving time and energy and frustration, and you don't have to do it alone. So if you enroll before November 1st, you get the $1,000 off. All right. So I know you guys have a lot of questions. So I am going to turn off the slides and I'm going to take any questions that you might have because I want to make sure that we get our Q&A in as well. And for anybody interested, let's go to stop share here. And I will come over here.
As for that, I'm still finding out what specific skills or services I could offer to my client, which is why I am asking.
Okay. So I think that first off, before you even go looking for a client, you really need to have that established. You really need to know what it is you're going to offer. And in order to get a client, they're gonna need you to tell them what it is that you do. So you're gonna really need to get clear on what services you're gonna offer them. So you can go find the jobs. They're out, there's thousands of them. But if you actually want to get hired and you actually want to get a response, you really would have to say, okay, these are the things I can do for you confidently, and this is what I charge confidently. If you wouldn't want to present yourself as I'm a beginner and I'm looking for experience because it's potentially going to be looked at as though it's not worth their time. So, in order to get clear, you have to set yourself up as a business. Once you get clear and you know really confidently what it is that you want to offer, then you can start submitting your responses to all of the jobs that are there. One of the best places to look for them if you on LinkedIn is fantastic. If you put a job search and get notified every time a virtual assistant job comes up on LinkedIn. There are multiple groups on Facebook. Hire Up Online is a really good one that you can go to. But again, you've got to have this all clarified. I'll give you an example. I've hired a lot of VAs in the last 7 years, and essentially every time I go to hire, I get hundreds of applications. And I will not even look at an application if they have not done what I've asked to be done. When I'm asking for you to give me a portfolio and tell me your experience with specific platforms, and that isn't in the response, I won't even look at it because I want to quickly see that you have the skills that I'm looking for and that you can follow directions. So there's the other difficulty with not knowing what your services are is then going and finding the jobs you can actually do because CEOs don't know what to call it. So what they a lot of time they say, "Oh, I'm looking for somebody to help me with tech." Are you looking for a virtual assistant or are you looking and they just broaden that term, but what they're actually looking for is a tech VA. Or they say they're looking for a social media manager, but what they're actually looking for is a VA to create content for them or a content creator. So that indicator of different names, what the titles are, makes it really hard for you to apply for jobs without having your offers established. Does that answer your question, Gwyneth? Okay.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Okay. Well, that didn't take as long as I anticipated it would take, so that's good because then we don't waste a lot of time. I'll put the VA Blueprint link in here one more time. If you guys feel that you could use a one-on-one call, or if you have questions that crop up, you can also book a call. Let me just grab that call link for you. And it's a VA Life Advisor call, and you can also book that, and that's also free. If you have other questions about the program or running a VA business or how to become a VA, what I will tell you is a couple of questions that I've had is whether AI is going to take over the VA world. And it's not, because it's number one, AI needs to be programmed by a human. Number two, there's still a customer service and a personal human element required to run a business. You can't do everything with AI. And number three, they don't want to, because it's becoming, AI isn't as creative as a human can be. So there's that aspect of it that's never going to go away. There is on the job boards, for example, the Hire Up Online job board, there are thousands of virtual assistant job postings. But again, you're in huge competition if you don't have your business established, you don't know what your services are, you don't know what you're offering, and you're not confident in your presentation. So I hope, if anything, you can take that away and that can help you to move into the next steps. And I thank you so much for joining me today, and follow along on TikTok. I will continually be posting free information if you aren't able to join me in the blueprint. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Bye now.